I intend to serve as simply a reflection of that which you already know so that you may gain a greater understanding of yourself. Okay, so this message is for someone who's currently questioning love. They're questioning love and you're asking your friends, you're asking your coworkers, you're asking your family, you're asking your people, you're asking your tribe. You are on YouTube looking, asking, and you are getting some mixed advice because the two cards that came out are sage advice, right? And meddler. So I think that the point of this message is going to be to help you determine which direction, which person to maybe listen to, and which one is not giving you such great advice. And what just came to me was, have you tried flipping a coin? So, the basis behind the coin flip is not the outcome, it is how you feel about the outcome. So, let's say that the person, well, forget which one's giving you sage advice and which one is just meddling. Like, let's say you want to date Tom, okay? And you flip the coin and you decide that the coin is going to determine whether or not you date Tom. Just, it's up to the coin. And you flip the coin and you say, heads, I date Tom, tails, I don't. And when tails lands, right? Or let's say it's between Tom and Bob. Tom is heads, Bob is tails. And you flip the coin and it comes up Bob, and you're immediately like, oh, no, I wish it was Tom. Then you should obviously date Tom. It's not about the coin flip. It's not about the outcome. It's about how you feel about the outcome. So this message is for somebody that's currently getting a lot of love advice, and your love advice is coming from two totally different places. You're getting some good advice and you're getting some not so good advice. All right. So let's get some more information. Actually, you know what? Let's get information about the love itself. What have you experienced? What are you experiencing? What are you hoping to avoid? Tell me a little bit about the viewer in the realm of love. We have trump card and interest. Okay. Okay, so the trump card, so this is card 55 and card 9, for those of you that follow numerology. The trump card, it says hidden riches and revealing them only to the worthy, reserved power and using it strategically when needed, and your power lies in patience. Use it wisely and surprise when least expected. And then you have interest, which is interesting that this love deck brought out two cards about money. So this message is for somebody who is actually debating the cost of chasing material fulfillment versus deeper connections. So if Tom is the one that gives you deep connections and Bob is the one that gives you financial fulfillment, like this is, it's interesting because the feeling that I'm getting is just like, you have to go based off of what you feel. Stop asking people for advice. Like, especially when it comes to that, those check boxes that I'm always talking about. Like, I don't remember which one I used as an example that has money. Bob has money. So if Bob has money and Tom doesn't, but Tom makes you feel like the goddess you are, what does Bob's money matter? Right? And if it does matter, let's say that you've never even experienced that, that you've never experienced somebody that can provide for you financially. Then experience it and see if you like it better. Just don't marry them, Just don't listen to me. Okay, let's see. What else can we say about this? boundaries, self-doubt. This says subconscious doubts are influencing your decisions. Have faith in your abilities. You're ready. You're worthy. So aim high. And then closed door. Oh, I see. Okay. So this message is for somebody who doesn't want to close that door, whatever that door is. Let me feel into this. I feel like you've dated a lot of people that weren't financially stable. And you're stuck in that place between, like, it's not even that you need the support necessarily. It's just that it would be so nice to have it. This is for a feminine. This is for a divine feminine who has never had a man take care of her, or a woman, or whatever you're. Successful germination, unexpected surprise, oath, self-discipline in the reverse. That's interesting because oath is like unexpected surprise and then oath. Like, take a look at that card. What did I just say about don't marry him? Right? Are you like, do you think that they're gonna ask you to marry them, this rich person? Or are you like projecting that far into the future? It's either I'm picking up on two different storylines, two different energies, or you are projecting that far in advance. With sage advice and meddler here, does it really matter what the meddler is saying? Or do you must not know who the meddler is? If the sage advice is saying date Tom and the meddler is saying date Bob, which means you should really date Tom, then you should probably date Tom. But if you don't know who the meddler is, let's do that. Let's figure out who is this meddler. We're actually going to go to characteristics of people for this, because I have a feeling you must not know. All right, let's do tarot first because I can't put my hands on it fast enough. Okay, so who is the meddler? How can the viewer know who the meddler is? All right, we have the Two of Pentacles. So somebody that's kind of wishy-washy. The Page of Swords. This person might have aspects to them that they're kind of like, they're nosy, they spy, they seem to always have information on somebody else's social media. Okay, I'm picking up the energy of like conspiracy theorists, or they're very much into that. What is that? Where you inflame a group of people with your ideas. Sorry, the only thing like a shit starter. Like that's I can't if there's a specific term for it, it's not coming to me. It's like they propagate bad getting they peddle misinformation. They start problems. They enjoy starting problems. They create tiny little storms of chaos everywhere they go. Queen of Swords. They might be a Libra. They might say that they don't tolerate people that lie, but I think that's a projection. Three of Pentacles to the Seven of Cups to the Two of Wands. You might work with this person. This might be a coworker. Getting a lot of like feelings about paperwork. This might be somebody that you're contracted with that handles, I don't know, accounting, anything that has to do with paperwork, good with computers, good with paperwork, saves paper, builds things with paper. Who knows? Paper's coming through really strong. Planning, architecture, blueprints, design. They might be in design. I just got the word. They might wear designs on their nails, whatever that means. It might be an air sign, Gemini, Aquarius, Libra. 1 second. Sorry, tiny human. Okay. Okay, this could also, with this combination, this could also be someone that you can easily identify as has grandiose plans, right? But they're completely disillusioned. And you can identify them the second that they start talking about it. You know, is there something fantastical, that's a word, about their way of thinking? They think in a very like I'm getting unorthodox, like it's a very fantastic way of thinking, like fantasy based. What else about the meddler? The Six of Pentacles, the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands to the Six of Pentacles, they might talk about your past a lot. And they might talk a lot. They might give a great deal of advice. If the sage advice and the meddler, you can't tell the difference between the two, the meddler is the one that talks much between the two. They seem to flip flop a lot though. I don't see how you couldn't see who this person is. So I'm going to step away from that energy because I feel like you know who that is. Queen of Wands, bottom of the Hierophant, and the Eight of Cups, followed by the Devil, the Six of Wands. They might be pushing you. Are they pushing you to get married to Bob? I almost feel like you're being like with the Queen of Wands and the Hierophant and the Eight of Cups. It's almost like Don't let this one get away. Like that's the energy that I'm picking up on. Somebody in your environment saying, don't let this one get away. Don't let this one get away. But that's not the one that you're destined to be with anyway. That might be the one that has a great deal of money. Yeah, devil to the Six of Wands to the Five of Pentacles. Yeah. Yeah, this is like their attempt to keep you from ever being broke. Followed by the Five of Cups. Like, we're sad because you're alone, you know. I don't know. I feel like you already know this stuff. Okay. Um, any advice that we can give the viewer? Harmful influences at the bottom of the deck. Infinite opportunities. Remember that there are an infinite number of ways for you to succeed. When you release the illusions of limitation, you step confidently into the flow of infinite opportunities that are always available to you. So to me, I'm taking this as that there's not just Tom and Bob here. Like it's all expansive. And if neither one of them ring your bell, then don't go for either. What else? There's harmful, didn't I say that? Harmful influences again. Harmful influences and infinite self. Is your sage advice coming from you? So the infinite self says the path to abundance is not about acquiring more, but about uncovering the infinite potential within yourself. As you journey to inward, you will discover that your true self is limitless, capable of manifesting everything that you have envisioned. And then you have harmful influences, which I just brought up. Not all who surround you support your highest good. Pay attention to relationships and influences that lower your vibration and cloud your judgment. Protect your energy by choosing your interactions wisely. You know, because I didn't even ask about the sage advice, I think that you're going against your intuition here. Give me some information on the sage advice, please. Like your intuition is telling you one thing. Oh, intuition. Sorry about the lighting. Intuition. I think your intuition, your higher self. Okay. Death and the Hangman. And the Ten of Wands. The Two of Swords. Is the reason that you want somebody that has like, I'm picking up on an energy as somebody who has always been very self-sufficient, like has legitimately wanted somebody else to kind of carry some of the burden, you know, whether it's the financial burden or the raising of the children or the planning of the vacations or the making sure, you know, little Tommy gets to school on time or whatever. Like, it almost seems like you're willing, you're to the point where you're willing to give up you're bypassing your own intuition because of your projection of fear into the future. Why do you do that? Don't do that. Energy leakage. So I'm a firm believer in every day you are granted a certain amount of energy. Comes from flow of inspiration, comes from universal source directly into you, and you're just dispensing this precious energy in these harmful influences. You have a little bit there, unwanted energy at the bottom of the deck, a little bit to self-doubt, a little bit to your meddler, a little bit to this idea that how do you know that other person is not going to eventually what is the going rate for happiness? How much do I need to pay to be happy? How much is it going to cost me? How much is it worth? Why do I hear somebody saying it's easier to be happy when you're not broke? Yeah, okay, sure. It is, I guess, for a short period of time. Until you want to go see Bob. No, Tom, because Bob's not doing it for you. All right. Anything else? Let's do anything else. Last messages, closing messages. If you are dating somebody named Bob or Tom, please let me know. That's funny. Or Robert or Thomas. We have pay attention and happiness that came out together. What did I say? How much would you have to pay to be happy? And then creativity and past life connection. Someone with heavy influence from a past life is with you. You can take that however you want. For me personally, this card always means somebody from your past. Wait, didn't I say that already? The one that talks about your past. That person is influencing you a great deal. That person, the one that is constantly talking about things from the past. Now, this creativity came out. Have fun, express yourself in new ways. When dealing with your meddler, conduct an experiment. Every time your meddler says something negative, say something positive. Just every time. Just every single time. Don't negate what they say. Just say something positive. Just for fun. All right. That is all I have for you. You are unconditionally loved. To 2222 on the timer. Just want to say that. You are unconditionally loved and supported by the universe. My unconditional love to you as well. Until next time, take care of yourself.